Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a video covering Logitech's new Pro X Superlight 2 DEX. That's quite a mouthful. I'm just going to refer to this as the new ergonomic DEX. But this is a brand new shape on the market and something that feels very refreshing for anybody that was looking for an ergonomic mouse. It is not going to be a clone of the EC series, the Death Adder. It's not going to be something that feels like a clone of a Vaxi Outset, but I would say that the in-hand feel is probably closest to a larger feeling Vaxi Outset. The mouse is very unique in its shape because of this wide swinging bulbous thumb curve here on the bottom of the mouse that you can see just really takes a wide swing here. And because of its height towards mouse 1 and its overall click height, it really does provide a feel that is one of the ergonomic mice on the market where I first took it out of the box, put my hand on it, and it just feels like it fits like a glove. It is exceptionally good in terms of its ergonomic feel, and I think it is definitely in the running for the best ergonomic shape on the market. So Logitech has definitely knocked it out of the park with the shape, the feel, the weight, and the weight disbursement throughout the mouse. When I speak of weight, the mouse does come in at 57 grams, but this mouse feels feather light when you pick it up, and that's just a result of physics. I've been saying it for a very long time on this channel that some smaller mice that might fall into the high 30 gram range or the 40 to 50 gram range might feel heavier when you pick them up compared to the Superlight 2 DEX. I've been criticized for saying that. But the fact of the matter is when you have perfect weight and weight disbursement, weight balance throughout a larger surface volume, it might feel better than something that has, let's say, 39 grams packed into a very small mouse without good weight balance. When you pick this mouse up, again, it feels feather light. It does not even feel close to 57 grams, and you can get it lower than 57 grams if you do take out the power play magnets, which is a very easy mod. You'll just have to have better skates, which I recommend changing the skates anyway because the skates are absolute garbage that come on the mouse. Definitely not something, and I say it lightly. The skates are perfectly usable out of the box. I just think that compared to third-party skates, it really is far off from the experience that you can get with third-party skates that you really enjoy that have a nice, smoother glide. Now, the Superlight 2 DEX, what it has going for it, obviously you guys get a sense that I really enjoy the shape, the weight balance. The performance here on 4K and 8K is some of the best that I've used. I don't have any stutters. I don't have any loss in signal feeling as though it's stuttering or disconnecting. On 8K, however, the battery life will drain faster, so I stay on 4K. I don't see a difference in my gameplay between 4K and 8K, and my performance on the shape here is some of the best ergonomic performance that I've had on any ergonomic mouse on the market to date. So unquestionably, they have a solid performing mouse here that feels phenomenal in the hand. The one thing that I can say, though, there are a lot of dislikes that I have and things that could have taken this experience that much further to separate it apart from my top 3 ergonomic mice. I do think that, again, this is in the running to be my #1 ergonomic mouse, but if they were to have fixed the side button feel, and it's just as bad as the original Superlight mouse button feel, but the buttons on mouse 4 and mouse 5 just have pre-travel, they have a lot of move with just a little bit of force, and a lot of post-travel. They don't feel that crispy, they don't feel that tactile in game, and a lot of that is because of the immense post-travel. They have a lot of travel into the inside of the shell. They just don't feel good. And with how many good mice are on the market nowadays that you can find a really good performance with, I think it makes that much of a difference, especially when you're paying this premium. When my IEMs are in or my headphones are on, the side buttons just feels like I'm pushing a lot of air after using and actuating mouse 4 and mouse 5. It just doesn't feel all that good. It begins to feel more mushy as opposed to tactile crispy. Now, mouse 1 and mouse 2, I also have issues with the click feel. I think that it's a result of the switch being closer. I'm pretty sure the switch is closer to the scroll wheel. So when you do actuate mouse 1 or mouse 2, if you're using, let's say, like more of a claw grip, the buttons are going to feel so much better for you. It's going to feel really crispy. Those light force switches, I think, feel heavier than Omron opticals, but light enough that they're really easy to actuate and feel really crispy. definitely have no issue with those light force switches. Now, when you hit the buttons closer to the top of mouse 1 or mouse 2, you begin to feel a lot more sway in the plastic over the switch. You begin to feel more flex over the plastic of that bell. You begin to feel more bend and sway in the plastic. So for me, because that's where I have my fingertips, it feels as though, again, you're just getting a click experience that isn't as crispy as a lot of other mice on the market. It's good, it's fully functional, I have no issue in game, it doesn't affect my performance. It's just, again, something that could have set the mouse apart from other things on the market that much more. And speaking to other shapes on the market, it is going to feel bigger and higher, more hand-filling than the new Razer Death Adder Hyperspeed. If you need a smaller ergo, the Hyperspeed is one of my favorite mice right now. The Death Adder V3 Hyperspeed does have a nice ergonomic flair to it, but again, it's going to feel like it is more narrow and a little bit smaller than the new G Pro DEX. The DEX is going to, again, have that feel that it's a little bit more hand-filling towards the front of your hand, resting on mouse 1 and mouse 2, and again, that rear flare for your thumb, just making it feel a little bit more ergo. Now, the outset, in my opinion, is the closest thing to the G Pro DEX, but the outset does have more height towards mouse 1 and mouse 2, because on the DEX, mouse 1 and mouse 2 kind of go downward a little bit more, making your index finger and middle finger almost feel like they're really resting and snug on mouse 1 and mouse 2, whereas the outset just has more of like this bulbous, a little bit more of a fatter feel to it. Your hand feels a little bit more locked into the DEX, but both feel a little bit more similar because of that nice ergo flare as well on the Vaxi outset. So the Vaxi outset, I mean, they've just always done such a tremendous job on that mouse, and Logitech is definitely getting that flavor on the DEX. So if you like the outset, definitely worth checking out the DEX. When you really look at this in comparison, this is a EC1 here that I have customized. Very different in terms of its overall feel from an EC1. It's smaller, it is more ergonomic, more locked in feeling. If you like a larger ergo, the EC1 is still quite good and has a nice thumb flare as well, but just quite different in feel from the DEX that feels like it has a little bit more inner hand maneuverability and does feel as though the thumb curve is more pronounced and more locked in. And then mouse 1 and mouse 2, again, because of that downward slump of both the plastic on the left and right, does make your fingers feel a little bit more locked in. So again, you just get this really nice locked in feel on your thumb, nice locked in feel on your index and middle finger, and just plenty of room on the right side where that curve is here to rest your ring and pinky finger. So that is really it for this one, guys. It is a ergonomic mouse that feels like it's filling its own segment into the mouse market. Again, probably most similar to something like a Vaxi outset, but different enough to have its own flavor, its own place on the market, and definitely significantly different enough from the EC that a lot of people are used to, or the Death Adder, the new Death Adder, and the old Death Adder. I think the mouse feels phenomenal. The weight balance, the overall performance here, it really does offer the entire package. Even though there were a few things that I felt could have been better, a few things that I wish were a little bit more tightened up. Overall, a really nice performing mouse, and one that I will definitely be adding into my rotation, and one that I am considering to take the title for the best ergo on the market. I'm not there yet, but I'm close. I hope it helped, guys. If it did, please leave a sub to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.